How do communities cope when the rains they depend on don't come, and then suddenly show up at the wrong time, stronger and more unpredictable than ever? Farmlands dry out while floods destroy homes and roads overnight. This is the reality of many vulnerable communities around the world. In Nigeria's Plateau State, this global reality affects people's daily lives, from farmers to herders, from displaced families to people with disabilities. Solutions to tackling this crisis often come from the global north, while the people living through it in places like Nigeria have little say. Yet these communities are finding new ways to respond and lead change. Come with us to Plateau State, where a diverse group of citizens is using participatory democracy to shape locally driven solutions to the climate crisis with the support of People-Powered's Climate Democracy Accelerator. In Plateau State, a local non-governmental organization called Fund Aid International recognized that fighting the climate crisis required collaboration across communities and government. To make this possible, they organized a Citizens' Assembly for Climate, a structured process in which citizens could share knowledge, deliberate on climate challenges, and co-create solutions directly with government representatives. David Wuyep, president of Fund Aid International, guided the process from start to finish.
So it's important that as the conversations are going on in terms of climate governance, there should be a need for the people to have a say in it.
Let's explore 3 key strategies that helped citizens in Plateau State have a say and take real action on climate change. Strategy 1: root participation in government institutions. One of the biggest challenges of citizen participation is turning deliberation into real government action. In Plateau State, building a strong partnership with the government from the very beginning was key to ensuring implementation and lasting impact. The Assembly achieved important outcomes, such as the Climate Action Plan, which validated the official state climate policy, a framework to implement climate laws, and an agenda for the Plateau delegation to COP30 in Brazil. However, what truly secured continuity was another milestone.
The Citizens' Climate Assembly is now mainstreamed into the governance structure, the climate governance structure of the state, in the sense that even an office has been created for the Climate Assembly in the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. And that office is an existing structure that ensures more harmony and integration between government and the citizens.
Here's Lonan Gambo, Secretary at the Ministry of Water Resources and Energy, on how the government plans to keep supporting this initiative.
In whatever policy that government will come up with, it will be fully citizens' government participation. Any policy implementation without the backing of finances, it won't be effective. So the first step that government needs to take is to make funds available.
Strategy 2: cultivate an ecosystem of inclusion. If climate action leaves out those most affected, policies risk missing local knowledge and failing to meet community needs. By partnering with universities, government agencies, and local organizations, the Citizens' Assembly brought together 40 representatives from all 17 local areas, deliberately selecting 1 man and 1 woman from each area. Among them was Patricia Pam, the director of a community-based organization for people with disabilities.
People in the community, farmers, women, youth, persons with disabilities are part of this process. So it shows that every voice is part of it. So it has given us this opportunity, this forum, for the needs, the concerns of persons with disabilities to be captured.
Strategy 3: empower people to grow local action. Climate solutions designed elsewhere often don't fit local realities. Plateau State has unique geography, traditions, and challenges, and addressing climate change requires approaches rooted in that local knowledge. That's exactly what the Citizens' Assembly did. Delegates combined scientific expertise and traditional knowledge to develop community-driven responses. The Assembly supported them to adapt crops to the new climate, plant thousands of trees, and create awareness campaigns in their local communities.
People left that assembly with trees, seedlings, already to go and plant in response to climate change. And then they also went back to their various locations and began to create awareness. So in between the in-person engagements, the delegates go back to their localities and create awareness on climate change, what they have learned.
Beyond tree planting, the Assembly promoted sustainable farming practices, irrigation for dry season crops, and strategies to reduce conflicts between livestock herders and farmers. These initiatives are already improving livelihoods, boosting resilience, and creating a model for local climate action.
People Power supported Funneling Aid International through the Climate Democracy Accelerator. We provided guidance and resources to make sure that the Assembly was effective and led to real results. Our experience shows that when participatory processes are done well and in close partnership with governments, citizens' voices can really turn into lasting climate action.
Desmond Cholam led the Assembly as its speaker.
We'll need to all put our hands together so that we have a resilient people on the plateau. Resilient people whose action and everything they do is centered on climate change adaptation strategy. We want to secure a very good future for our children, and not until we come together is a collective responsibility.
Join People Powered to bring climate democracy to communities around the world. Watch our videos and visit our website to learn more.